even if Agnes wouldn't have said, I didn't want her anyway, the effect would have been, I think, equally harsh. Usually when the parents fight, the kid feels that it's his fault.
Mm-hmm. Well, you see Poppy, you see her, mommy, I'm so sorry. Like, I'll be better. Like,
yeah.
Like, all she sees is my mom is leaving.
Welcome to The Story Tinker, a Webtoons and Witcher podcast for superfans with scene-by-scene analysis. Featuring sharp co-hosts for a fuller picture, we dive deep into character psychology, relationships, and theories. We'd love it if you could like, subscribe, comment, and rate us on all podcast platforms and social media. For bonus content, you can support The Story Tinker on Patreon. Let's begin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 127 of Midday Populans. Today we are here with Emily and Ralu.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
And we have a very special shout out later on in this episode. Let's see who can pick up on it.
Very appropriate episode.
Someone's embarrassed. So
it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. So
but
it's
it was
just a happy coincidence.
Yep. All right, Emily.
Okay, so we'll start off. We start off on a train, and we see pretty much just a setting. It's nighttime. We've got lots of noise coming from the trains and a lot of people trying to sleep. And we zoom in on Tora, who the train just lurched, and he's trying to steady this bag while looking at a cute little Poppy who's mumbling and sleeping not very well in the seat next to him.
I also point out that, a lot of women think that they only look attractive when they're dressed up and have makeup on and their hair done and jewelry. And meanwhile, if you really like your girl, you like her when she is hunched over wearing, a giant pink parka, sweating and mumbling in her sleep.
A pink parka that he bought.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I appreciate his appreciation of her in her grumbly little moment.
I mean, I can totally picture him going shopping for her. And he's like, what's the cutest thing in this shop?
Yes.
That's her.
Definitely. Oversized and cute and pink. I love it.
And pink, yeah. And the implication in the last episode that because it was on sale and it didn't come in my size, the implication was that if it would have come in your size, would you have bought it?
I think Tora would rock a pink jacket.
I think he would bought two just to match his girlfriend.
And because he doesn't care. He has so much confidence that he's like, I look good in anything.
That man's masculinity is not in question.
In anything or without anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So while this lovesick fool is sitting there goggling at his girl, the train lurches again and he gets smacked in the face.
You know what? But before the lovesick fool, I really love the train panel. The first panel, it reminds me of Ghibli movies. I don't know why.
Yes, it reminds me. It just also reminds me of like the beginning of the series. Like it's very like atmospheric and
that cozy feeling. Like
they're on a train again. They're back where they started, except this time Tora's on the train with her, not stalking the car.
That's so cool.
Well, we're in his pocket in a sense.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, it's a very pretty panel. Very mood setting, very Ghibli, and very reminiscent of the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tora, to the face. Okay. Let's take us out of our cute little reminiscent and
okay.
Yeah.
But he's cute. He's blushing, right? He's blushing.
Oh yeah, absolutely freaking adorable. Look at his little face, and I love when Lily does a half and half art style where it's like it's not full on chibi, but like just the eyes are a little chibi, a little bit like there's no underlining, there's no detail. It's just like the eyes are just kind of glazed over in she like all I see in that image is she cute. That's it.
Yeah. And then the bag hits him. It's like Poppy sensed that he was watching her. It's like
or her dad. Her dad was like, yo, get your head in the game, man. Somewhere above, he's controlling the universe for her.
Yeah, or it's like that's what you get for pulling that stunt with the guard lady before with the
Yeah, he's getting
Yeah. No.
train payback.
So
And
you would rather have this bag over me, or now have this bag. Just something like this.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the poor guy is just trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, he's just frustrated, right?
He's very frustrated. His revelry was interrupted. He was admiring this cute little girl, and this bag had to get in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have put it on the floor at his feet, but
He had options. He chose to keep it there. This is his own fault.
Yeah, but come to think, if the bag is full of weapons, full of
Yeah, no,
guns,
he's not letting
yeah,
it go.
it's just like his mafia life getting in the way of getting his girl,
He can't
right?
put that on the luggage rack, like in between carts, in case someone picks it up and walks away with like thousands and thousands of dollars of armed equipment. It's not a good idea.
Indeed.
And then the passengers have the audacity to be annoyed by his
Clanking.
oh oops. Yeah, like what is it his fault? That it's not like they're like chatting and having a party. He got hit by a bag. Like, chill out, people.
Yeah. That douchebag has a jewelry face for sure.
He
oh,
does. He definitely does.
He needs a slap.
He does. And I love how they're mad at the city slickers. Like, come on now. Like, they're not being rowdy. They're just, getting hit by tons and tons of guns inside of a bag. That's gotta hurt.
But they left the city, right?
Yeah, they're leaving the city now, so they're probably like my guess is that most of the people on this train live out wherever they're going.
Outside. Okay.
Yeah, so
it seems like we've seen it before, like it's a theme in the comic, the difference between being a city person versus like a small town person. And Poppy comes from, Moonbright being a small town. So I think it's like a theme, that there's a difference between those people, obviously in real life too, but for sure in, with that Poppy land.
if you yeah, I was gonna say you're right. It's definitely a theme because if you think about it, there was that like small town girl meets big city boy kind of theme, and like they're from different worlds, kind of whatever. And now we're getting to the point where like, how do those worlds connect, and what is Poppy's role in that kind of difference, which we're finding out slowly that there might be more to her than we thought originally, which, or at least we're guessing. But yeah, so I like that the theme of them being outsiders is hitting, and also I feel like neither of them belong either place. Like when they're going into the city, it's like, oh, these city slickers, and when they're in the city, it's like, at least Poppy feels like she's the naive country girl and doesn't belong here, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's definitely the stereotype with
poor little Poppy waking up. Like, what's going on? Look at her cute little face, all groggy.
Oh. But suddenly he's next to her.
I was about to say, all of a sudden you see that hand sneaking out on her shoulder.
Yeah, it does.
And
he set his priorities straight.
Yeah, he immediately grabs her. How cute is that? He pulls her in, go back to sleep, sweetheart, as he's staring daggers at the guy who dared to wake her.
Oh my god.
It's like
I love
Tora going into protective mode, like for his own gratification, okay, he'll give her space. But as soon as Poppy's threatened by like maybe a guy, being nasty to them, nope, it's
easy to, I know this is a more romantic spin on it in this panel, but in general, it's easy to see how he is like big bro to everybody. Like he's automatically like I got this, like I'll handle this, kind of with everybody, not just her, but it's extra cute when it's with her because it's more than, a brotherly kind of thing. And she immediately goes right back to sleep. How cute, like how trusting do you have to be that you were jostled awake, probably from an already bad dream, considering she was mumbling and sweating and freaking out a little bit, and she just goes right back to sleep, nestled into Tora. Like that's a lot of trust for him.
Well, she has her stinky close by, right?
Yeah, she has her stinky for a smell.
Yeah.
That being, they've advanced so much in their relationship, like physically, the comfort level that they have with each other. It's not just the sexual tension, it's also the comfort, like the physical, cuddling. Like we've talked about that quite a lot, how wonderful cuddling is.
So I do that. Whenever I'm stressed, I'll definitely find myself leaning into my husband, or like just like the smell of him, the comfort, the warmth, or whatever, like definitely soothes me. So I can relate to that panel. I think it's cute where she's I think she's blushing at the touch of Tora. I'm not sure if it was like also just overheated thing from the jacket, but I feel like that's like
That's not overheating. No.
Overheating in a different way, maybe, but
So she fell asleep grumbling and being upset with him, and when she woke up, the status quo was changed.
yes.
Yeah, and
And-
I like that she just slid comfortably into it. I mean, she didn't hold any grudges or something like.
No,
She
nice.
didn't scold him or something like that. She
Yeah.
didn't kept that.
She doesn't hold grudges. She remembers things, but I don't think
Mhm.
she's a
No, I don't
grudge
think so. She's
Also,
genuinely kind.
Sorry, I interrupted. Did you finish? Sorry. Sorry, I noticed this for myself, like Tora and Poppy both have the ability to go back and forth really quickly between, good times and bad times, or arguing and, love. And for me, like, I feel it takes me longer, like if I'm arguing, like I need to de-escalate and calm down and have neutral time before I can go to the positive time. But I noticed they have that. I think they're both comfortable sliding in and out of, argumentation and affection pretty fast.
yeah. They have a good dynamic.
I think Poppy also was very, very tired. Like she went through a lot lately, and it's normal that she just collapsed
Yeah.
out of.
That was how many hours of no sleep? It was a lot.
Well, I lost count.
8
But
months they've been dealing with.
we assume that she took a nap in the car or something like that, right?
Yeah, she had to have
Yeah,
long day.
long day. But I love how soft Tora becomes for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's indeed protective and caring with his with Quincy, with Gu, with his little gang of thugs. But he's protective in Alice's way, like a tough way. Like, don't show emotion, don't show affection, don't, just in a let's say manly way. Like,
I was gonna say, even in that panel, he's got one hand on Poppy and one hand on guns. Like it's it's not exactly a warm and fuzzy moment. It's like, I'm gonna shoot these bitches, but here, take a nap first.
Yes, but in this panel is, I'm gonna shoot these bitches for you.
Yes, very true. There's a big distinction there.
There's a big distinction. He was willing to fight Gül for her.
Yes.
With the break-in, so it's a big distinction.
Yes.
And the fact that he dressed her in the previous episode, like, come on, that's so caring, that's so nurturing, that's so
that's a lot of language right there.
Yeah, I mean, for someone to have to bear this mental load that we are going someplace cold. I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to be dressed appropriately. I want you to feel prepared for what we are doing. The fact that he does all the planning, all the preparations for someone who does it in her own family, that weighs a ton. That weighs a lot.
Worthy. A man who knows how to take care
of. A man who knows how to plan. I mean, that's a declaration of love in my book. I have it all figured out. I have the kids figured out. I have the date figured out. I have your outfit figured out. Everything. I have the train tickets. I have everything under control.
I've got the guns.
Yeah, that's amongst the highest compliments in my book.
You gonna say something, Mindy?
In the panel where she fell asleep. She falls back asleep.
Yeah, I think you have a couple more panels, but
I know, I thought you were gonna say something. Yeah, so Poppy obviously just falling right back asleep here real quick, and I'm gonna say right back into the dream. I don't know if we don't know what she was dreaming before, but I feel like this is one of those instances where, like, you wake up, you're disoriented, and then you fall right back into it again. But she's seeing, herself essentially. We're back from the park, Graham. What's for dinner? So this is little Poppy yelling and running. And then her dad replying, "Hey, go shower first, Pops." And the little shit, she just goes, you go first, Daddy. as she's trying to figure out what's for dinner. She's got like a one-track mind. She just wants food. She wants grandma's cooking.
I think she has already that what's that called? The bib on.
Oh, I think it's just a shirt, but yeah, it does
It's a
look like
shirt.
I think it's a shirt with a jacket over it. But I see I
Ah,
do
could be. Could be. But
Uh,
I just pictured the bib because she was like, "Oh,
works.
come on,
She's like,
let's
"Good
eat
time, let's
now."
go. Get on, let's get some food. I think that's cute. It works either way.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I just their interaction is so cute where Poppy's dad is just, daddy's not stinky like you are. And then she's already off running, does not listen to him, and then he's just running after her. Where's your helmet? Pops. Like she does not care what her dad is trying to tell her to do.
My middle kid.
Yeah, no, she's a little what I don't
She has selective hearing.
I don't even know what year how old she is, but yeah, no, she's not interested. She wants grandma's cooking.
4 or 6?
6, 4, 6, somewhere in there, somewhere between 4 and 6, let's say.
I think she's 6. I think she's 6. We'll see later because
that doesn't mean Poppy was into the we'll get there. So Poppy's dad's running after her saying, "Little rascal, always scampering off somewhere. Where is it?" And then we see this is probably my favorite panel, which is saying something of this chapter, is Poppy's close-up face, specifically because Poppy's father's close-up face is specifically because he's talking to the GoPro. He picks up the helmet and the camera and says, "Thanks for taking care of that kid when we're not by her side." And it reminds me of the way that Poppy talks to inanimate objects, like all the time. She'll be like, she's talking to her scooter, like, "I'm so sorry, baby." Like, she talks to things. And Poppy's dad is here talking to the GoPro, thanking it for taking care of Poppy, which is friggin' adorable.
He's also like smooching his lips at the same time.
Yeah, he's cute. He's so adorable.
He's got his hairdo and his glasses and his earrings. He looks like a really cute guy.
He's kind of got that punk look to him a little bit. Like he's got the earrings. He's a cool guy. Like he's a little bit of that like punky nerd look going on there.
And you can already see just from the way he's drawn how much he seems to be the opposite of Poppy's mom from what we've seen of her so far. She's tough, she's linear, she's harsh, she's aggressive, and he just seems like a sweet cutie patootie.
I just want to smush his little face. I want to take his face and smush it. But yeah, so he looks like an absolute sweetheart.
Well,
and then
I agree with everything you said, but I'm having a hard time picturing him into one of our theories that he's I don't know, part of a mafia gang or something.
The only thing that does it for me is the earrings, which is extreme stereotyping.
Yeah, probably
not fair on my part. But he looks like he could be like a tech nerd. Like we know that we know he's good with computers.
Yeah. He gives Gyu vibes.
Yeah, he definitely gives Gyu vibe. But like I don't see Gyu and think like that guy is in the mafia. Like that's not, but he is. There are many roles to be filled in the mafia.
But it also sounds like he wanted to get away from the mafia. That's the impression I get.
We don't know. Well, yeah, we don't.
Well, if we think about it, Quincy doesn't give mafia vibes either. So
yeah,
I mean, not unless he pulls a Vincent face, and then we know. But other than that, he's a very sweet, handsome young man. So
yeah,
but indeed, Poppy was lucky to have him as a father.
And she has his eyes too. It's just cute.
And she has his hair also, no?
Yeah. Or similar. His is a little bit more reddish, but close. I love as Poppy's running for grandma, for Gran, her hair is just like disheveled. Like it's just like sticking up in the back. Like she is not a neat player.
Yeah, that's kids. They don't want to brush their hair, they don't want to take a bath, they don't want to do nothing to preserve their cleanliness. I bet she doesn't brush her hair.
Yeah.
And then we go from our cute little bubble. Take it away.
Robert, come over for a sec. Oh my god. That's my turn. Now it's my turn with a nasty mom. Shit.
Yep, you get nasty mama.
I get nasty mama. Okay. Okay, so Poppy is still dreaming, and it's the first time when we see Poppy's dad's name, right? In the past episode, I don't remember exactly.
I think this is now
No, I think in the past one.
Oh,
She called him Robert. Okay, and he enters the room, and we see Poppy's mom. But it's very interesting how Lily decided to. I mean, we see it all from the camera point of view, from
yeah, like he's
the
holding
helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that we don't see Poppy's mom's head is also, it's, for me at least, it adds to the suspense,
Mhm.
to the hurt, like
This is something you weren't
like
supposed to see, essentially. This was
yeah.
not a choreographed moment. This is a stolen moment. You know, it's a camera being carried into a room without someone realizing it's on. It's
Indeed, but even the cinematics of it. I mean, the cinematics of it, when you don't see somebody's eyes, you don't see someone's eyes. You feel like uh you don't know what's going on. You feel afraid. You feel unsteady. So whenever Lily depicts uh characters from the nose down without seeing their eyes, you have this feeling of something is not right.
yeah.
Something, either they are lying, either they are afraid, or they induce the fear into readers, or they induce the anxiety.
Yeah, I agree. I would say
Yeah,
that's
so I like the way she chose to depict this moment in Poppy's past. Okay, in the next panel she mumbles, and we see obviously that for her it's a nightmare. It's more like a memory memory nightmare, and the background as well is dark gray. Yeah, and she says, "Dad, don't go in, you'll get hurt." So in her mind she already knows, she remembered the moment when her mom left, and
Mhm.
she that's so sweet and hurtful that she tries to warn her father in the past. Oh my god, Lily was
She's also thinking about her
Lily,
father.
why?
She's not
Why?
thinking about herself. She's not saying, oh, this is painful for me. She wants to protect her father's feelings.
Yeah.
And she loves her father. And she feels like, I think she feels like he was wronged in this situation. That he was the victim, or
Yeah.
whatever, the injured.
Yeah, well, she feels that they both were wronged by her mother, like she and her father as well. I
Yeah,
think in the
she's not saying, "Come on, Dad, like what are you doing? Like, go to the city or like why, she's saying, "No, Dad, be careful. She's going to hurt you." Like
Mhm.
she's definitely biased. She's taken aside.
Yeah, well, and at the beginning of season 2, when she was talking to Ben,
Mhm.
when she was telling him about her mom, she said at some point that, well, at least your mom cares, or something like that. Mine just got up and left.
Mhm.
So it's definitely she holds a grudge, and it's normal. We see that she in the past episodes we saw that even the conversation with her mom triggered her traumas and her abandonment fear
This
and
is a core
issues.
memory for her. This
Yeah.
is a core moment in her life that she's now recalling and we're getting to see.
Yeah. And it's like wishful thinking of turning back time and changing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is
Okay.
this now turns from a dream memory
Mm-hmm.
into an actual I'm gonna assume this is an actual back what is the word I'm looking for? Oh my goodness. When you jump back in time.
Flashback.
Yeah, flashback. I feel like this is now more of a memory flashback because I don't think she's
Mm-hmm.
dreaming about watching her mom, like this video. It feels like now we've
No,
seen another
no.
round.
Then we skip to the next panels where she's older. She's 14, 15, or
Your teens,
uh,
yeah. High
yeah,
school.
when she actually found the camera, which in a way makes sense. I mean, I think everybody had those dreams, like when you skip from one image to the other, and they just kind of blend together, but you're in different places in
She
different
just
times.
yeah.
Yeah. So maybe now it's just her brain trying to piece together all the puzzles that she probably
Well,
stuffed down and tried to forget.
yeah, well, she went to bed or she fell asleep having talked to her mom and not being and bringing up old memories
Yeah.
and not solving them still. So her brain is definitely still working through this right now.
Mhm. Yeah. And then okay, she paused the video exactly when her father entered the room, and we see an older puppy who's crying, and realized that the last video was the night before her mom left.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and we see she's shaking, and it's obviously very hard for her to start watching it again, and practically reliving the the day.
Do you think she, as a little, 6-year-old, do you think she heard this parents' conversation? Or is this?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but she remembers when her mom left at the train station, when uh, she was held back by, we assume, her father or granny, we don't know. But if it's the same, so if her mother, I have to go back and check if her mother is dressed in the same as she was in that episode when she left.
She's not, it was the next day.
It was the next day, so it was right about that time. So when she sees the video now, it it triggers the exact moment when her mother left. As a kid, she could not have seen this because she was busy eating with granny when this happened, right?
Yeah.
Or taking a shower. But yeah,
But yeah.
now it's just it's like opening an old wound to
At another very impressionable age, when she's a teenager, when jewelry and her might be having trouble, like, and now she's seeing this video reminding her of
Yeah.
her mom's leaving, and now seeing why her mom left. Like, that's a lot for a teenage girl to handle when she's already dealing with a lot.
also this is after her dad died.
Mhm.
So it was when granny asked her to clean up his room, his stuff.
Oh, right, yes.
So she was I think she said that her dad died at 15, when she was 15.
Yeah, that makes she would. So she was with jewelry.
uh yeah, maybe in their early stages,
Yeah.
because she was 21 and she has been with jewelry for 6 years. So they just started or would start dating.
Yeah.
But the thing is that after her father died, it's still the memories. It's hard to get over the death of a parent, especially if it's in your mind, if it's the only parent that you want or loved, or the one that stayed. And on top of that, to 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 realize that you're about to see a scene between your parents that you're not supposed to see, it's like your stomach drops. It's okay. I think we have to end now and resume, right?
Yeah.
We have less than a minute. Okay. So we were left at the panel where she gathered the courage to click again to see what was happening, what were her parents talking about. And then we have it all on the black background. I didn't sign up for this. When you proposed, you said everything would be okay. You never said we had to stay in this shithole forever. And then her father, not forever, Agnes. I need more time to figure this out. 6 years isn't enough time for you, Robert. I'm leaving for the city tomorrow, and that's final. And then we have the gut punch. You can stay on at Moonbright for as long as you want with her. I never planned to have her anyway. And then Poppy slams the laptop shut.
That's a lot to hear as a 14, 15-year-old, as your father just died. Like, what is
Yes, so
I can't imagine.
Yes.
that's a lot to hear at any age.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna judge her mother for needing something else in her life, but I am gonna judge her for I don't know, for being so abrupt.
Yeah, so it's funny because it's not like she's not saying this to her daughter. Like, she never expected Poppy to see this, and things that adults to each other are very different than things they say to their children. Now, did Agnes make Poppy feel welcome and loved? I don't know. Poppy obviously didn't want her to go, so it's not like she was, afraid of her mother or anything.
No, for sure, yeah.
But those are harsh words, and hearing them is not easy for us to forgive, even though I can't blame anyone for not having wanted to be a mother. But she made, but at the same time she made choices, so.
Right. I think also once you have a baby, generally, if you're a decent person, you grow to love your child. So to have a baby and, raise her for 6 years and then to still be disconnected and be able to leave so easily. Although I do want to say, like, I am definitely, as soon as she said that, 6 years, he promised her when he proposed that everything would be okay. Whatever the agreement was between them, and we don't know the details of what okay is, whether it's no mafia life, whether it's not Moonbright, we don't know, or something else. But he did have 6 years, and I am totally on her side, like that.
Yeah.
It seems he didn't do his part, whatever their argument was.
It's complex. Things don't need to be black and white. They could both have fucked up their own, parts in this relationship, for sure. It's not like she's just the cold hard bitch that's horrible. She's obviously not someone I like, not someone I necessarily respect, but also she did not have what she was promised in life, what she expected in life, what she wanted in life, and what her and her husband do.
You can easily imagine the frustration, the growing frustration of someone who is stuck for 5 years, 6 years in a situation that she doesn't like. I think that if we can, let's say, do an imagination exercise, if Robert would have wanted to live with her and Poppy, I don't think Agnes would have been opposed to this. Like, she was willing to she just wanted to get out of Moonbright, right? So Moonbright is probably her hometown if Granny lives there. Yeah. So it's obviously she has ambitions. She wanted to do something else with her life. She wanted to have a career, which is perfectly fine. And she was promised something by Robert. We don't know what, but we assume that he promised her they would leave Moonbright and I don't know, have another life someplace else in a city. And Poppy and her father would have been part of that life, but he chose to stay behind for whatever reasons. We hope we'll find out. But the frustration of being stuck in that situation can lead to a lot of fights between a lot of animosity between her and Robert. And when we are hurt and unhappy and we lash out and we say things that maybe we don't mean, or maybe we just want to hurt the other person. So
that's true. It's not like these words were not meant for Poppy's ears.
Indeed.
And we don't know the relationship between Robert and Agnes. We just see what looks like a cute husband getting steamrolled by a harsh looking woman. Like, you know, so it's we don't know the background, you know. So I'm
Yeah.
trying not to be too harsh to her.
Well,
Also, the fact that he was a good dad doesn't
Yeah.
mean that he was a good husband as well.
Very true.
I'm gonna say this, like I know this type of personality of neglectful and avoidant, and it can be abusive as well. Like it's by omission rather than commission. But people who don't take care of what they're supposed to and constantly run away from responsibilities, it's also a very, disturbing, thing to live with.
I think she's a bad parent. I mean, I don't know if that's like, I don't think she is a role model mother, in my opinion. I don't think she's a bad woman. Or a bad human. I just think she's lacking severely.
I was talking about the father. I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he seems to me that, so here's what I think, what I suspect, right? So he's from the mafia family, right? It sounds like maybe he went to Moonbright, to get away and met Poppy's mom, met Agnes, and, they fell in love. And then he promised her, oh, don't worry, we're going to get out of here. But meanwhile, he wants to stay in Moonbright because it's safe and he wants to keep his daughter safe. But he hasn't figured out another way to, keep his family safe while also making his wife happy and get out of Moonbright. And I think he's just been pushing it off. And, that I think is avoidant. I think avoidant the fact that, my assumption that he went to Moonbright to avoid mafia, and my assumption that he's, just not taking care of whatever he wants to take care of. That's what I'm saying is actually, abusive behavior. I think can be as bad as the person who's doing the aggressive act, because, by failing to do something, I think is also us.
So I'm going to preface this by saying, I know this is not a therapy session here. When I'm in therapy, a lot of my discussion is about my mom, who was a fantastic mother, like hands down. I knew she loved me. I knew I was her number one priority. Like she was, as far as being a mother was, she was natural at it, but she had a lot of her own demons and a lot of her own extremely avoidant tendencies, extremely self-destructive tendencies. And I've learned, pretty sternly that like there is no black and white in relationships between people, in parenting, in life, and that I can love my mother and be thankful and respectful of her as what an incredible job she did raising me, and also be angry at her for some of the choices she made or the things she didn't do or all those kind of things. Like you can both love and hate someone or be both a good something and a bad something at the same time. So I try not to be too harsh towards either of these parents. One, because they don't know the whole story, and two, people can be both right and wrong in different ways. You can fail someone and also be great for someone else, like, or you have to either be true to yourself or sacrifice yourself. It's really, I don't know what is the right answer. So like, you're right, whether someone is a great parent but avoidant with issues, or a harsh parent but goes for what they believe in, like what is right? We don't know. So I love that topic of conversation, because I find Lily's characters to embody complexity so well that we could all sit here and be like, Agnes is a bitch. And then you can be like, no, actually the father is a deadbeat and he should have fixed shit. Like we can literally have like discussions and arguments that like have strong backings in our emotional connection to these characters. And all of us are right or wrong or whatever, because like, it doesn't matter. Like these are our opinions, and these characters are complex, and there is no right answer. And it's fantastic.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And again, I'm saying this because I have like my personal experience. I'm, from my parents, and Yoel's passive. I'm much more active. My mother's active. My father's passive. So I totally see this. And I do think that sometimes that might have been what attracted them to each other. And it also might be that they, enable their worst traits in each other as well because of that. So, sometimes two people bring out the worst in each other.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
They might not have been good together necessarily.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that the family is going to be stable. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that a kid is going to bring out all your demons.
Yes.
So if their relationship wasn't strong before, after a kid, it's very difficult to get stronger. If only if you acknowledge your problems and work on those. Other than that, a kid is more likely to trigger you on everything a kid knows how to push your buttons. A kid knows exactly. It's, I don't know, it's intuitive, it's generational, it transcends the generations, knows which buttons to push to trigger all your past traumas, all your past actions. So I can relate to both Poppy's father and to both Poppy's mother, because there might be a time when you want something else in your life, and a kid attached to you, you cannot achieve it. There might be a time when you love your kid so much that you will do everything to protect him, her, yeah. But it's never an easy choice. It's never something that you know how to handle in life. So in this fight they were having, they could just have, I don't know, they could just wanted to, maybe Agnes wanted to give him an ultimatum, just to have him act with her. Just, you can stay, but I'm gonna go tomorrow, and that's final.
Yeah, maybe
So,
she wanted, maybe that was her way of trying to get him to say, okay, I'll come with you.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know,
yeah.
we don't know.
And we don't know exactly how much she knows, or if she knows something of his, if we go with the theory that he's in the mafia, of his mafia ties. So if she doesn't know, what dangers are they in? For her, it's no real reason for them to stay in Moonbright. Or if he held information from her, which is totally plausible, because, well, secrets and, secrets are dangerous, apparently. Yeah. But nevertheless, we can see only the effect that this conversation had on Poppy, and the effect is devastating. And even if Agnes wouldn't have said, I didn't want her anyway, the effect would have been, I think, equally harsh. Because, well, in my experience, and maybe I'm projecting, but usually when the parents fight, the kid feels that it's his fault.
Well, you see Poppy, you see her, mommy, I'm so sorry, like, I'll be better, like,
yeah,
like, all she sees is my mom is leaving. She could
have, at the time she didn't know about this fight. When her mom left, she didn't know about this fight, and she automatically blamed herself. So that's the I don't know what why is this reaction. Maybe Patty will enlighten us in future podcast. She will unpack more. She will do therapy with us and with Lily's characters. Yeah,
you need it.
But in my experience, when the parents fight, the children take the atmosphere in the house. They absorb the energy, the bad energy, and they might come to blame themselves, even if the fight is totally not their fault.
Yeah, for sure.
So this, I think, hit so much harder on a very young and sensitive Poppy.
Even now, I mean, yes, that too. And like, look at how much it affects her now. Like, she wakes up from the stream and she's crying.
Yeah.
That's a lingering pain. So like, yeah, that must have been hard on baby Poppy, teenage Poppy, reliving this. And now her again, it is still obviously affecting her with her little tears in her eyes and Tora blissfully ignorant sleeping next to her.
Yeah, but also in that panel, she's like, oh, I remember something. It's not only she's crying, I think she even cried in her sleep. Yeah. But when she wakes up, with that startled feeling that you have to catch the dream before it's gone.
Yeah.
I think I know something. I think I have an answer to a question, but I cannot express it in the moment when the dream ends.
Yeah.
It's that feeling, that rushed feeling that you get.
100%. Yeah, I know that feeling well.
Yeah. And then Tora is slumbering in his sleep.
So cute.
He fell asleep really fast too. I mean, this dream can't have been so long.
Yeah, he's pooped.
Yeah, nice that he fell asleep when she was near, but not before.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to something sweeter, right?
Yeah.
So he wakes up, he has the same eyes like in Felicia Bay when
Yep.
he woke up and saw the ghost.
Very.
What?
Yeah.
Blurry eyes. Yeah, and she's like, she's whispering, I just remember something that happened in middle school when I found a camera hidden inside my old helmet after dad died. And he's like, the one your mom made you put on because you were too clumsy? Did they turn it into a GoPro and make you wear it? Because I do the same too.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Feel bad. But do you notice it was her mom that made her wear the helmet? So like the mom cared about Poppy. So it's not even dad. No, it was her mom cared and wanted her to wear this helmet because she was, so there are hints that she was, a caring mom.
Obviously. Yeah, it wouldn't have hurt as much if she wasn't a caring mom, right?
True. Pain.
Yeah. Pain. Yeah, Lily, you got us addicted. Yeah. Okay, so and Poppy is like, he remembered. She's blushing, and of course you thug. Okay. Two things. The fact that Tora thinks in the same way as Poppy's dad thought, to put a camera on her, just to, I think in Tora's perspective, it's just to watch her, just to make sure she's safe.
Mafia.
So that's a mindset of someone protective of their own, and that's a mindset of someone who's seen shit and who knows the dangers.
Yes.
And Tora, as much as his aversion to electronics, he goddamn uses them.
Yeah. He just hates electronics.
So he put a sensor at Poppy's apartment, right? He put cameras all over Quincy's apartment.
Poppy has no privacy. Her entire life, this girl has had zero privacy.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Poppy's dad was, I don't know, in the same business, in the same branch as Tora, like using cameras everywhere just to gather information and put up security in all ways. Okay, and the second thing is that he remembered, and what Poppy is talking about here is, I think, the first time when she told him that her mom made her wear the helmet. And that was a while ago. Yeah, that was when they met at Alice's restaurant.
That would have been episode 18, maybe? Hold on, let me look.
18, 19, before the balcony.
Yeah.
So a while back in comic time as well. And he remembered that little detail, which was thrown casually in a conversation.
Well, yeah, when you're interested in someone and you like someone, you remember what they say. So even back then, he was listening and paying close attention.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think it was episode 7. I'm gonna guess it was right after he hit his head. I feel like that would have made sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, after he hit his head the second time, she said like, let me take a look. It can be a nasty bump or something like that, because she was prone to accidents. Yeah.
So cute.
Either he remembered because he was since then very interested in her, or he remembered because he was traumatized by the hat incident.
I can't. I'm scrolling really quickly. I can't find it, but it was somewhere. But yeah, he remembered that conversation, which is really, really cute.
So, she's looking up at him and she's continuing to whisper. but the point is, I think I blocked out a lot of this stuff, but it's coming back to me now. And which, by the way, blocking memories, classic, you know, I think probably
Yeah.
her avoidant tendency was from her father.
Yeah, stuff it all down, pretend that it doesn't exist until you blurt "I love you" in the most unexpected way.
I don't need to figure out why those people are, you know what, me? She doesn't even want to like say the word. Stop.
Trying to kill me.
Let's not say it, and then it's like it's just not real. It's I don't have to think about it.
Like you know who instead of Voldemort.
Yeah.
But well, okay, how about you answer this first? Back at Moonbright, I'm so excited when he asked this question. I was like, oh my god, finally! We've been wondering about this for so long. Back at Moonbright, you said you were part of the you know what. Now he's also saying you know what.
They're so cute. Such dweebs.
I love them. They're so cute.
Just kidding. And she says back at Moonbright, and we have a flashback where they're sitting on the deck. It's like I love the you know background, and he's like, I'm in the mafia, but you already know that. And she says, well, and then we had you know seen her before, and she said, you know, so am I. But now we see her face, and she's just like looking ridiculous. And yes, we did not see that before.
Crossing her little fingers, a little liar.
All this time we were, you know, like wondering, oh my god, did she drop a bomb? What's going on? And she's just been pulling our legs. Really? And Toro's, you know, slapping this bug on his face at the same time.
Yeah. That was a really buggy. I know those places. They suck. Those pondy, buggy areas. No, thank you.
Mhm. Yep. And she's like, yeah, because I was just kidding.
Look at the little blush because he's squeezing her into a hug.
Yeah,
Aw.
but now she says because I was just kidding. So back then she was just kidding. She thought,
But she wasn't in the mafia.
yeah.
Now
So
she's like, I don't know what to think. Yeah.
I think she blocked this memory with the video, or she blocked the thing that she wanted to say to Tora now that maybe she actually is in the mafia, but at the time she didn't. She was just she was trying to I don't know, to make a joke, to say okay, I'm in the mafia by association with you.
We know nothing. So it's like
Yeah.
it's possible that she does not think she is and she is, like, or it's possible that she doesn't think she is and she's not. Like there's like it could be that she told the truth accidentally and didn't know she was telling the truth. Like we don't know. Like
Yeah, that's what I think as well, because I feel that this is stressed.
yeah.
So
Now
at
she's
the
like,
time,
"Oh,
at the
no,
time
no."
she thought she was kidding, but maybe it turns out that she was actually telling the truth without knowing.
And I think she's going to start piecing together various aspects of her childhood and start thinking, wait, maybe some things were suspicious that I should have looked at all along. And now I'm like, wait, now I understand it a little more.
And what's interesting is Tora's reply of thought so you looked up your mom's family and they're all farmers. Looked up his mom's family. To me that means like you couldn't find her dad, which is telling. Like that's interesting. Like how could he not, you know, they couldn't find her address. There's obviously some kind of tampering with information about Poppy's family.
Very high level tampering.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now she's like, you looked up my what? And now she's loud, and the passengers on the train are glaring at her again. The same passenger. I was going to, and she's like, "Oops, sorry." And Tora's just giving him that's the glare again. Oh dear! But now
And-
the other guy, he's just.
And then there's that
kind.
that shoe throw. So do you notice how when they told him to shush, he glared but let it go and just like cuddled Poppy? But then they had the audacity to shush Poppy, and he was like, "Motherfucker, no! I'm gonna throw a shoe. You do not talk to her that way."
Yeah, and yeah, it's crazy. But the other guy is also very aggressive. Like they both have this energy where they're feeding off of each other and they're aggressing off each other. Whatever.
Mhm.
Rolling my eyes a little bit, but yeah. So he reaches for his shoe and he throws his shoe at his face. Okay.
Yep.
He was asking for it.
He deserved that shoe in his face.
Yeah, totally forgivable. I would have done the same.
But now he's gotta go get his shoe. Like
A sleeper. The chancla.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a chancla.
I'm not into this. I know it's like a big thing where like, oh, the macho guy protects his girl. I don't like this at all, but whatever. Everyone can enjoy it. I like the sweethearts who are nice and kind and
You
respectful.
can have Quincy.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, the wife is like, honey.
Oh, you shouldn't have been a dick.
But the
Reminds me
thing
of
is
Suzanne.
that they were interrupted so many times when they were discussing this topic with her being mafia or not, with them being followed. Like in Moonbright, they were interrupted by a spider. Now, yeah.
Oh, this guy.
So maybe it's not only that, well, he's protecting Poppy, but I can feel his frustration because he is a man that lives on information, right? He does his job based on very much and very accurate information. So now he finds himself in a situation where he doesn't know whom he's dealing with. He doesn't know why they want Poppy.
There's a lot.
He doesn't know who Poppy is.
He still has the Gil issue and the notebook, and like
exactly, he still has the guilt issue. Well,
might be fixed having confronted Shark. I don't know, but like the fact, like either way, it's he's got a lot he's dealing with, and now this is a separate issue. It's technically like
so they were in the middle of a conversation that I feel for him was very important. Maybe he could have figured out something or find out something that could help him deal with the situation, that could help him plan, make a I don't know, a better plan for them to not only to hide but to solve this, to retaliate, to I don't know. So the fact that some other dude is like keeps interrupting them, even though they aren't that loud, I can feel the anger, and Tora is not very good at anger management, right? So that was probably the mellowest reactions he could have.
Like, dude, it could have been so much worse. He's got a bag full of guns on his lap, so
yeah, no, I don't think he would have started shooting, but yeah, some fists or something.
He had the option. It was there. He chose not to.
Yeah, but it was also funny. It was a moment of comic relief. And okay, let's not forget who Tora is, and not forget who Poppy is, and they are fully in their characters now, right? He can be a softie for her, he can be a derp for her, but with other people he's not that kind. He's not that let's say polite. Only when he wants something and it's a woman at the other end. Other than that, fists. Yeah.
So now we have a little bit of a break, and then you see the exterior of a hotel or a motel, sorry, and it's called the Blue Katy, or it's called the Blue Caddy Hotel actually, but or I don't know, Sevens or whatever, but it's you. It's your motel.
It's me. Oh my god.
You're a hotel magnate. Magnate.
Well, I wish. I wish.
That would be nice. Just one small motel. That's all you need.
My kids would be in private school by now if I would have been. Yeah.
Yep. And we see Tora, who it appears that he is like wiping off his some blood from his abdomen. He's like, God damn, this one's nasty. Good thing we got to a pit stop before she found out. She's not squeamish, but that kid needs a damn break from this bullshit. So you think this is from
the second time, I think. She dressed his shoulder, but I think he also got hit in the abdomen. And he didn't want to, freak her out more. So he probably it looks like that's old dressing. Like he's gonna change what is now a bloody dressing that needs to get changed out, is my guess.
Well, let's hope he didn't get hit very badly, because a wound in the abdomen might be deadly.
It think it was like love handle area, which is probably just muscle. But
Yeah.
if we're lucky, the bullet just went right through. Because if it's, my guess is it went right through his side, and now he's fine. Because if it's still in there, that's when you get infection issues. So I'm gonna assume it went clean through his skin, and now he's just dressing it, and it'll be fine.
But
it's very Tora that he wants to protect Poppy from that.
Yeah, it's very sweet to conceal a gunshot wound so that she doesn't need to see.
Oh, the romance.
So romantic.
Well, based on what happens next in that hotel room, she might see it anyway.
I was gonna say there is some very hopeful speculation from Patreon people.
There's a chance he might stain the carpet with that.
Secret Garden 67, if anyone has not read it or does not subscribe to her Patreon, I would highly recommend the 77 in Blue Caddy. It seems very we're very hopeful. As fans, we are very excited that maybe it's meaning something, maybe it doesn't.
I think Tora's a little hopeful too, because he's
I
looking
think so
at
too.
he's looking at the bathroom door, Poppy's splashing away, and he's like, oh my god, the lady's taking a shower, she's naked, and he's just blushing and staring.
And then all that blood just goes goosh.
Yep, right
Yeah,
out the wound.
Keep
I
the
don't know
heart
who
rate
said
down.
it. I think somebody said it on Patreon. That's the equivalent of a nosebleed.
Yes, exactly.
That's so cute. That's
Well,
so
nosebleed, just gunshot version.
Yeah, but
Look at the panel of his stare. He's like a little cross-eyed. He's like just like
yeah, it's like when they were at his house. Like she was watching TV and he was watching her, and he was like completely lost.
He's a bit of a sucker.
Like, hell, she used my soap. She smells like me.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Yeah, so as much as I would love to see some floor action,
yeah,
and I think I don't know, I don't want to hope too much. Yeah, because well, we know
I'm gonna hope for you then.
yeah, we know that it throws us all sorts of
I don't
surprises. Yeah,
know how I would do that, to be honest.
Yeah, but
like I can hope, okay?
Also, at the very least, why would they spend money on a motel room with 2 beds? Like they surely need to save all their money, especially now that Tora sold the sports car.
they're
Obviously,
not.
there's 1 bed.
I only
They are
see
not-
one there. I see double.
Why 2 beds? They are a couple, right? I mean, it makes no sense.
Right. I mean, they need to save their money. Like, maybe definitely. Obviously, there's only 1 bed.
Would you have gone to a motel room with your boyfriend and asked for 2 beds?
I mean, that happened in my life ever, but whatever.
I mean, they went through shootings together. They can sleep in the
Very
same.
intimate stuff. It's time for the next
Yeah,
step.
she lived in his house. He bought a house for her. I mean,
They're doing this little backwards.
what's a puny motel room? It's nothing. Yeah.
I feel like the motel room's supposed to come first, not the house, but whatever.
Yeah. It was very sweet of Lily to make me a motel mogul.
Yeah, I love that. That made me very happy.
Yeah, that was very sweet. But to put 77 in there, I think she just taunts us. she just
Troll. You think she's just being mean?
So yeah, for whoever doesn't know it and wants and has the means to, you can subscribe to Lily's Patreon. You can check Secret Garden 77, which is a very beautiful illustration, which is why we are insane right now. Yes, it looks like that.
And there is a duffel bag in the picture, and there is a duffel bag in this room. I'm just saying, that's irrefutable.
I know. I want this
duffel
too.
Bag doesn't lie.
I want this too. I'm sending them room service if this happens.
Champagne and strawberries.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. That would be really awesome. Well, we have a few minutes left. So, Emily, you actually already mentioned your favorite panel, but that was a cute little Robert.
Little squish.
Yeah, this one. And Raluca, what's your favorite panel?
I like it when he. Let's see if I.
You like the
find-
train?
Yeah, I like the train, but well, it's not my favorite. Oh, it's beautiful. It's atmospheric, but I like when Tora moved the bag and scooted over her and had his arm wrapped around her. That
That's a cute one.
yeah, that softy one.
Mhm.
I'm a black heart with a soft spot for soft men.
A little gooey custard on the inside of that black heart.
Exactly, yeah.
I guess I'm gonna say I like the Blue Katy Motel picture because it's to the mountains, and the mountains are beautiful, and
It's
it's like a
well rendered.
nice place
Well, we do have a vacation house in the mountains, so there's
to be. Ooh. There you
Now you
go.
gotta convert it to a hotel.
Time to turn it into a hotel. If only we'd have such guests, such
Yeah.
distinguished guests, right?
All right,
Yeah.
so last thing, audience question, and people write in the comments. What do you think is the reason that Robert was avoiding, whatever it was? Hello, Shimshan, and Moonbright for so long. So yeah, just write your theories in the comments. All right, and now Shimshan, you can help me say goodbye.
No, I need to talk to my friend for something.
All right, say bye.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure as always.
Yep, have a great evening.
School is
Bye.
horrible. School is horrible.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you to my current patrons, Lily, Molly, Veronica, Emily, Jo Rochelle, Saucy Tuggles, Ann Rose, Alexa, Misty, Joanne, Esther, I'm Watching You People, Emily, Jean, Kay, Lily, Beckett, Christine, Sadie, Teresa, Mrs. Castaldo, Amapora, Ruby, Sophia, and Serena. Your support is truly appreciated.